I get a lot of people, we get a lot of questions in regards to, oh my God, is the market at its highest? Is it this, is it that? And I want to go over some information that comes directly from the chief. He's the chief economist for the National Association of Realtors. Now, this guy is a very smart guy, knows his stuff. His name is Lawrence Yun, and he's been doing this for years. Matt, there's a growing number of people that are calling this housing market a bubble. Okay. Now, Lawrence Yun, the National Association of Realtors chief economist, says, quoted, "It's not a bubble. It's simply a lack of supply." Now, your feet are on the ground. My feet are on the ground. I'd love to hear your take on this. And do you agree with our chief economist at National Association of Realtors, or do you have a differing opinion, and why?
Normally, before COVID, a very regular detail that I went over with a lot of potential homeowners and whether they're considering to buy a house or not is that values appreciate over time. Every year you're going to have an appreciation for the value. With COVID, it just really increased what a normal appreciation is for houses because people, the supply is really low. People don't want, herds of buyers come into their house. They're nesting right now to make sure that they stay safe and clean and virus free, and they're not spreading the virus. And that's all really good stuff. So naturally, there's a large part of what the potential sellers that would be selling right now are holding off until maybe they're vaccinated, or maybe the virus dies down, or maybe the government starts to open up a little bit. They're not taking any risks of selling a house and buying another house, and because of that, the supply is really low. So, but appreciation is natural. You talk to anybody that bought a house 30 years ago, and then you ask them what's it worth now, it's almost double what they bought it for. The bubble that people refer back to was mortgage companies writing really, really bad loans. Like they were giving top dollar to people that had no business borrowing top dollar properties. And when access to money and access to mortgage loans was so available that anybody could buy it, that means anybody was like, all right, I'll just borrow 600. No, I'll borrow 700. No, I'll borrow 800. And it just went crazy. Today's day and age, and what we learned from that housing bubble is that you can only borrow that money if you satisfy the ability to repay. It's a guideline, it's a rule in our mortgage book, and we strategically and make it a point to dive into the finances of every single customer so that we can establish their ability to repay according to safe lending guidelines. So, I honestly, because I follow all of that process on every single one of these loans, we're not seeing people that are borrowing too much money than they can afford.
With inflation, home prices, inflation, lack of inventory, low mortgage rates, home prices are not likely to go down. They're just
not.
They're not. You don't have to be a brain surgeon to realize that.
And there might be a slight one if mortgage rates go up because people won't be able to qualify for as much.
Yeah.
There might be a slight, but if you look at interest rate, stock market, it's an up and down scale. I mean, it's part of being a responsible homeowner to understand that. And rates go up, they go down. Prices go up, they go down. You're not buying something, for the people that are buying and flipping, okay, they need to be conscious of the daily increase and changes in price. But, most people, when they're buying their home, are going to be there for a longer term. You will see a couple of changes over time, which is most important, is why you don't put yourself in a really risky loan to start.